Hey everybody, we're doing Brace and Breathe today. We've got Evan here as our mobility for the week, and we're going to go over how to properly breathe because there's a lot of conflicting information and a lot of people who have it right, just not all the way there yet. So we're going to show you guys what bracing and breathing really is and how to get your core to activate correctly, which will help save your spine and help you generate power through pretty much every exercise. So these exercises are going to be like not complicated because you're going to focus on breathing under your brace. So it's not complicated, so you can focus. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to start off with, we're going to do the 90-90 breathing, 360 breathing. So Evan's going to put his feet up, and you don't want to just breathe into your belly. You don't want to just breathe into your neck. It's everything. Our lungs are huge. Our rib cage is meant to expand. So we're going to put our hands on our hips with our thumb kind of in our low back and our hands wrapping around the top of our waist. Perfect. And then we're going to drop our ribs down. There we go. And you guys can see Evan's core engaged. So when your ribs are sticking up, you're kinking this breathing line and you're losing power through that bend. So when you smash your ribs down, you're nice and braced. Another thing that can help is driving your feet into the floor and creating a little tension. And what we're going to do here is you want to inflate your hands. So you want your low back to inflate, you want your sides to inflate, and you want your belly to inflate. And we're going to breathe in through our nose. And I'm going to go ahead and start the timer for you, Evan.
Okay.
And go. So you're going to breathe in through his nose, and you want to inflate your belly, but you want to continue that on into your chest. So you're going to take a big inhale and keep trying to inflate your whole lung capacity. And then nice slow exhale and try to push out all of the air. So you don't want to blow out like a candle. You just want to blow it all out. Okay. You actually want to do it more like a sigh. Ignore what I just did, but get all the air out. You got the idea. That's perfect, Evan. Good core engagement. You should have a nice flat ab situation if your core is properly engaged. There shouldn't be your ribs shooting up. Your neck shouldn't be super bent. You should be able to relax your traps. And in 10 seconds, what we're going to do is we're going to stay here, and then we're going to do dead bugs with our arms. So now we're going to work into overhead while controlling our core. And again, it's simple because focus. So you're going to do the same thing. Push with your feet, get your ribs down. That's perfect, Evan. And then you're going to drop your arms towards the floor one at a time. Awesome. Big exhale. And Evan did that perfectly because he didn't bend his elbow and he didn't go all the way to the floor. If you can't keep your ribs down, you don't have to go there. The better you get at this, the more mobility you'll get as you practice. That is awesome. We're trying to stay out of our neck and stay in your range of motion. Try not to bend your elbows at home because that's cheating. We want our shoulders to move here. We want our shoulders and our core to work together. Each do their own job. Shoulders move, core's holding us still right now. Good. And absolutely using your feet to create tension is helpful to feel this. Big inhales and then big exhales as you drop. And then the same thing, try to get all of the air out. You really got to focus on that breathing to really feel what Brace and Breathe is about. And then we're going to turn around. And now we're going to do what's called wall abs, and we've done these before. They're just a great exercise. So you're going to have your elbows straight up from your shoulders, hands up just a little bit, Evan. So you guys want to try to find the 90. Sometimes that's hard to do when you're on the floor. And then we're going to push with our hands until our ribs smack down. And we're going to exhale with that leg. Awesome. And our goal is to not move our torso. So when our leg is out, we don't dump our hips. We don't lift our low back. Perfect. Evan's showing you real perfect. Like, you shouldn't move. Everything should be solid. And that kind of shows you a really huge energy leak that can happen when your whole torso is a noodle. When you land, the power is not going to transfer. So you're going to push with your hands, big exhale with your feet. And you can relax your hands in between each rep, or you don't have to, but make sure that you've got that pressure before you kick that leg out. So if your arms get tired, relax them in between every rep. Good. And then we're going to switch to our last one, which is rock back. So we're going to go on our hands and knees. And the goal here is to control your core. So do not move your spine as you sit back on your heels. I'll have you go sideways, Evan. Awesome. Just so we can all see you.
Am I just going here?
Yep. Those guys. You got it. And then we're going to just try to control our back the whole time. So try to have your chest up the whole time. Yep. There you go. Awesome. And so if you guys are sitting back and you feel your pelvis tilting, don't go that far. This is a real good way to work into a squat too. And you could go a little wider if you're with your knees if you need to. Evan's doing a great job. But see how his shoulders stay back when he's going backwards and forwards? It's connecting everybody. Yeah, we don't want to bend. We don't want those energy leaks. That's why these simple exercises can make such a massive difference. Good. And you guys want to inhale on the up and kind of exhale on your down. Good. We're going to keep going. Oh, actually, we're not. We're going to go back to the top. So we're going to go back to the 360 breathing. We're going to do this set 3 times. Good. Pushing the wall, getting our ribs down. This is especially helpful if your back is tight or your neck is tight and you don't want to do any kind of crazy pull in. Get your core on. Your core will help your neck relax. Good. Good exhale, Evan. You can really see Evan's abs kind of grab on at the end of that breath. That's what you want to find. Good. And then when you inhale, you're keeping those abs on, and that is where the brace and breathe comes in. So you don't want to inhale and lift your chest up. You got to keep everything where it's at. Fantastic. That looks relaxing, Evan.
It is actually really nice.
Good. In 5 seconds, we'll switch to the dead bug arms. And switch. And again, at home, if you're having trouble feeling it, push your feet into the wall as you drop your arm. It pre-engages your core, so you don't think as hard. Push and exhale. Fantastic. These are money. Good. And a lot of times we get shoulder problems with overhead because our ribs go with us, and then we've got like weird posture. Exactly. You're super good at doing these bad, Evan. Good job.
I have a lot of experience.
It's hard to do both ways well. Good at doing them good and bad. It's a great illustration.
Did it like that for years.
Well, now you're looking great. Got them shoulders moving. A lot of people do though, guys. Not your fault. Not your fault. Go ahead and switch to the wall abs. Especially with martial arts though, because you guys are all hunchy, you know? Like when you're tucking your chin when you're blocking your face, you're tucking your chin when you're trying not to get choked. You're having humans swing off your noggin.
Yeah, martial arts is not good for your body.
What'd you say?
Martial arts is not good for your body.
I mean, it is the hurt game. But that's why you all are here. Because the less you're hurt, the more we win. Awesome. And that constant like movement of your spine too, without being able to like brace, is just like grinding your vertebrae. It might take years to feel it, you know, but it's not a good thing. We want to control. Good. 7 seconds. And then we're going to go right back into the rock backs. Go ahead and switch. So again, we're going to get neutral spines, just like a squat, you guys. So if you want to help your squat patterns, help your pelvis brace better. Yeah, remember, don't sit so far back that you guys feel your lumbar move. That was perfection, Evan. Good job. Awesome. Core control. And this isn't to say, you guys, that your spine shouldn't bend, but if you can't control it in the position it's in the most in life, which is neutral, when we're laying down, when we're sitting, when we're standing, your spine is neutral. So if you can't control it there, it's going to be even like way harder to control it when you're doing rotational power and like spinning as fast as you possibly can. That's why these are good to hammer in. And then once you're great at it, you'll get better at doing it while you're moving. And we will get into some rotation here in a minute. So we got 5 seconds and we're going to do one more round of these. And then the next set's just a little bit harder. And switch. Good. Got the 360 breathing, get our ribs down, get our neck off. Remember, try to fill up your whole hands. That's why they're there. It's biofeedback. It kind of lets you know, you can coach yourself through this if you're doing it right or not. Awesome. Then we see the air go in the belly. We see the air go in our chest. We want to inflate all of our lungs. And the big relaxed exhales. Remember, you can push your feet into the wall to keep your core on. You do want to feel tension, you guys. It's not going to burn, but there should be tension. You should know where your abs are. You got 10 seconds, and then we're doing the dead bug arms. Great breathing. It's funny to say great breathing. It's like, you should do that. Arms up. Good chin tuck there, Evan. And when you guys at home, you're trying to keep your traps off. So you want to kind of pull your shoulders down into your hips. So you'll feel your lats. Awesome. These are great. And take your time. This is no rush. You want to go with your breathing. Super duper awesome, Evan. Y'all got 20 seconds, everybody. Take your time. Make sure you're going with your breathing. Good stuff. And keep checking in with your body. You can see Evan adjusting. You're going to lose it sometimes. You need to keep checking in. The more we beat it into our subconscious, the better. All right. Then we're going to turn around and put our hands on the wall. For some wall abs. It's probably one of my favorite ones to kind of get you to feel what you should be feeling. Yeah, push with the arms. And make sure when you push with the arms, you look good, Evan. I'm just going to say it for the folks at home. When you guys push with your arms, seat your shoulders into your body. So we want to try to work out of this heavily trapped position. Yep, exactly. Don't do that. Let them sit down. Perfect. So you guys should feel that with the wall, and then you're going to feel it easier to control your core.
I think you used to give me a cue saying like squeeze your armpit, and I feel like that helps a lot instead of like being shrugged up.
Yep, awesome. Well, I mean, you do perfectly, so that's good. I'm glad that key worked. You did great. And it's great because you guys can see it at home on Evan. It's good to see it with your eyeballs and know what's up. Good. Switch to the rock backs. Awesome. Good. So staying out of the trap. That's the theme of the day. Stay out of your traps. Don't let your low back move. Bracing and breathing. He's a killer. Super good. Got 20 seconds. I'm going to have you keep your chest up just a little bit. There we go. Sweet. Good. 10 seconds, you guys. 5 to go. And then we're going to rest and go over the next set of stuff. You're done, Evan? Those are killer? Super good. Those are harder than they look to like maintain all that. I recommend at home, if you can, do this stuff in front of a mirror so you can see what's actually happening there.
Or record yourself if you can. Record yourself and watch from the outside.
Exactly. Sometimes it's hard to feel that. It's a habit we have, so we want to change the habits, wrangle them in. The next one we're going to do a side kick stretch. So we're going to wrangle it in here with our hip abducted. I'll have you go sideways, Evan, so we can watch your back. Show everybody what's up. So we side kick stretch, we got our hip abducted. We still want to control our lumbar spine and we want to keep our chest up. And here, yep. So we want to keep our chest up through our hands and then we're going to turn our knee down without moving our low back. Fantastic. And then try to slide your foot out as far as you can into the splits. That is killer. Okay, and then Evan's going to sit here and breathe. And then the next two are pretty easy to get into, so we'll explain to you guys as we get there. I got the timer going. And then try to breathe into your hips, you guys. So super awesome thing I was explained one time that really helps is you've got expansion and contraction. And contraction is tightness, is on, is contracted. So we want to expand that area to kind of get it to relax. So if you feel tightness in your low back, tightness in your hips, tightness in your shoulders, try to inhale into that area. Good. And you guys can also do this on your elbows if you want a little extra hip stretch, but still try to maintain that core. That's where it gets difficult. Super good. And then big breathing the whole time. Always big breathing. Good. And then always keep your chest up. And then guys, try to make sure you turn your knees to the floor because that is the side kick stretch. We got 8 seconds. And then we're going to switch into a bird dog hold. I'm going to tell you why we're going to do the hold. And switch. So pick a side, Evan. We're going to do hands and knees, everybody. Your opposite arm and leg is out. That's perfect. And then what I want you guys to do is get both shoulders down into your hips. Make sure your down hand is right under your shoulder. You're great, Evan. And then I want you guys to think about pushing your lower body into your upper body with your knee and then pushing backwards with your hand So I want you to create tension in the middle of your body. Have your chest up just a hair. Awesome. You got it. So we're just going to create that tension once we get good posture, and then big inhales, big exhales. Good. Make sure we maintain our traps. They're going to sneak up on us. That's why it's hard. It's a lot of stuff going on at once, even though it's simple. Good. Remember to create that tension. So you're pushing forward with your knee and back with your hand. You should feel everything in the middle kind of stack and contract. That's kind of what sitting down on a punch is being able to do that. Good. Evan, that was awesome. And then we're going to do pledge plank. So this is probably the hardest one. We're going to plank it out. You guys can have your feet wide. We're going to have our chest up and lock your toes in, you guys. You got to have strong legs. Have your chest up a little bit, Evan. And then we're going to pull your shoulders back, everybody. The trick with this is to keep your lats on. You're going to touch your opposite shoulder and breathe out. Yep. Good. And I want you guys to move as little as possible. So you want to try not to rotate. You got to brace and breathe. A big exhale. Killer. Don't go fast on this one, you guys. It's a minute. So, take your time. Good. Try to find your balance with that down shoulder, and you should feel your core on. So dig with your toes. Push your body back into your feet. Good. Got 5 seconds. He's a killer. Awesome, Evan. And then we're going to do the half kneeling rotation hold. Switch. So we're going to be on one knee, and then we're going to cross our arms across our chest, and then I want everybody to take a big exhale and drop your shoulders, but keep your head high. And then we're going to turn towards our up knee, and we're going to hold there and breathe. Rotation gets a lot of people, because what a lot of people want to do is shoot their hip forward and lean their upper body back when they rotate. And so a lot of you guys have back pain when you kick because of that. So we're going to check our stance by picking up our front foot like Evan just did. That was killer. And then we're going to turn, and we're going to make sure our ribs are stacked into our hips and our neck is relaxed. And that is perfect. And hold it and breathe. So Evan's got the perfect position. You can see his neck is relaxed. You can see his shoulders are right over his down knee. And then hold it and breathe. We're just getting our body used to where we need to end. Because most people lean back. Some over overhunch or reach. So we want to really stack that position and learn to live there. Good job. Then we're going back to the top with the side kick stretch. So I'll do the other leg. Yep, awesome, perfect. Yep, and you guys feel free to do a rock back here too. You don't have to hold it. You can rock back and forth, but you do have to do it just like the rock backs. Evan's absolutely awesome. You can see his shoulders go back with his body. Stay out of your traps, you guys. Don't lift everything with your neck. Okay, make sure you guys keep your chest up. Make sure you guys keep your knee turned down. Well done, everybody. Keep breathing too. Big breaths. Try to inhale. It's all the same breathing, so try to 360 breathe throughout this. Big inhale into your hips. Work your way up into your lungs. And when you guys breathe right, you shouldn't suck it in. That's not bracing and breathing. Good. Switch to the bird dog hold. You should feel fat, actually. Like you're...
Are we doing 2 rounds on this? How are we doing the 3 with lopsided stretching?
I'll switch us halfway.
Okay.
Because it's 30 seconds, so there's plenty of time. Plenty of time. If you move your right hand back like 3 inches, it'll be easier for your shoulder to grab. Well, there you go. That's killer. You got it. Bracing and breathing. Evan's crushing it. And you guys can see it better on the side because it's the leg up side. And just hang out and breathe. Hang out and breathe. Create your tension, everybody. That's awesome. Creating tension in positions like this, hands and knees, is great for your grappling. It assists in your base and your balance because now you are a steady, locked in from head to toe human instead of being able to be knocked off balance with your center of gravity because you're not tight. And switch to the pledge plank. Pledge plank. We want our chest way out over our hands, shoulders back, legs tight, big with our toes. Awesome. Big exhales. And every time you set your hand down, make sure you guys pinch your armpits. You want to feel like you're trying to like hold $1 million in your armpit. Good. Excellent. Keep breathing. You guys are doing great. Remember, you're trying to be like a statue as best you can. Like really try to hold as still as possible. Try to make your arm being the only thing moving. That's how you make it harder. If you're going back and forth, that's compensation. That's an energy leak. That means we're not driving power. We're not absorbing power as well as we could be. We're not protecting our joints as well as we could be. Awesome. And then we're going to switch to the half kneeling, rotation, breathing on the other side. Awesome. We pick that front foot up. We drop our neck. We exhale. We turn. That is killer. You guys should feel the glute on the down leg. And if you're doing this right, you should feel your obliques too, because if you're not using your shoulder blades and your neck to turn your body, your core is turning you, which is ideal. And then big inhales and big exhales. Good. It's all the same breathing, you guys. Breathing is breathing. Your diaphragm pulls down to pull air into your lungs, and then everything comes back out. Your rib cage expands to allow your lungs to get bigger. So make sure you expand it. Moving oxygen is important, especially when you're punching each other. It's a little stressful. Super good breathing, Evan. Awesome. Now we're going to go back to the top. This is the third time, so I will switch you guys halfway. We're going to do the psychic stretch. Take that leg out. You guys can do elbows or hands, whatever you're more comfortable with. Make sure we get our knee down. Make sure we get our chest up. This is a tight position. You guys want to take big, huge, deep breaths. Awesome. Good. Go ahead and switch legs, everybody. Gently. That's the hardest part. Awesome. Yep. Let's keep our chests up. Last on. And you guys can also work your serratus anterior by jamming your elbows in the floor. Perfect. Perfect, Evan. 8 seconds. 8 seconds, and then I think it's the bird dog. Yep. Remember, this is big breathing, guys. You should create your tension. And switch to the bird dog. It's simple because you can focus. Keep both of our lats on. Big inhales, big exhales. Try to make sure your back hip is turned down so your toe is directly at the floor. That keeps us nice and straight. Good. We always want to make sure our knee is under our hip and our hand is under our shoulder. A lot of times we get our hands too far forward. It's hard for your lats to hang on if we've got our hand forward. Make it easier for the lat. They're big muscles. And switch sides. Good. Awesome. You guys can visually see Evan doing his checklist. Now it's perfect. That's what you guys should do every time. That's how you got to get rid of compensations. It's a bad habit. And you just got to keep reinforcing good habits. 10 seconds. Same thing, though. Big inhales, big exhales. Stay out of your traps. Balancing is hard. We're going to go switch to the pledge plank. Now we're going to turn it up a notch. Go make sure we got our feet and legs out. We're going to touch our opposite shoulder and exhale. Good. This is rotary stability, guys. So rotary stability is like how your core braces through twisting and rotation and acceleration and deceleration. And in order to train that, exercises like this are going to work better than bilateral exercises. I'm not saying don't do those, but I'm saying unilateral exercises will help that rotational power and that rotary stability. So when you hit people, you don't bounce off of them, they bounce off of you. 3 seconds, and we're going to do our last half kneeling breathing. Awesome. Switch. Those were killer. All right, one knee up. Remember, we're going to switch halfway on this one, everybody. Go ahead and pump your brakes. Get that big exhale to get out of your neck. Try to feel your lats. Try to stick your heads up in the ceiling. And your down glute should be holding you up. So you should feel really centered on that back leg. Once you get breathing there for a minute, you should almost feel like you can just coast with your front leg up. Good, guys. Big, slow inhales, big, slow exhales. Go ahead and switch sides. That leg down, the other leg up. We're going to turn and breathe out. Good. Drop our necks. Remember to get all the air out. So that last little bit of no air is where you're really going to feel everything clenched down. And that is why in martial arts too, there's kiops or screaming. Ha! It's because when you scream, when you exhale, everything, well, A, it's intimidating, but B, done. You hit harder. We all know to breathe out when we hit. It's because we're activating that core stability there.
Was there one more or was that it?
Nope, that was it, everybody.
Okay. Let's go.
Like I said, I know it wasn't a butt kicker, but I sure hope you felt what brace and breathe means.
No, I felt pretty hard at the end. I was getting tired from that pledge prank. What? The pledge plank. Dang, I couldn't say that. Kept wanting to say pledge prank. It wasn't funny.
I threw that one in there just, I was like, we got to turn it up a little bit.
Yeah. No, that was really, really good.
Not.
My back, I hurt my back a little bit this week training, and I could tell that helped it loosen up a lot. Because a lot of it was probably from like arching, twisting while not having this braced. So getting that core turned on and out of this situation, I can feel it already. Definitely helped it a lot.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that, Evan. And sometimes we just can't get away from those awful positions, but we absolutely can try to bring our body back to feeling good as quickly as possible. Because MMA is a chaotic sport. You're going to do weird stuff.
Yep.
Well, awesome, Evan. I'm glad you're feeling good. I hope everybody at home, this helps you understand how to brace and breathe. And I hope you're feeling great too. And we'll see you guys next time.